Oh, how about it? Rick Rude cutting a promo to get us started. Man, what a look he had. Oh, speaking of looks, look at that goof. How would you describe that jacket with all that fringe?
Uh, that was over the top. I guess that's the best. Look at Arn Anderson going to team with
Man, Regal's in
Eric
great
was.
shape here. Oh, look, the Patriot Dale Wilkes is on this. We're going to see
Yeah.
the Nasty Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I forgot. Oh, is that Jungle Jim Steele? Oh, my gosh. What a fun show this is going to be.
Wow. And of course, we're going to see the debut of Terror Rising.
That's exactly correct, Tony Schiavone. I almost
Yeah.
said Excalibur. But yeah, we're going to see Triple H's national television debut long before he was Triple H. Terrorizing going to make his debut here at Center Stage in Atlanta. Getting started by hearing from Nick Bockwinkel that there is going to be a match coming up at Super Brawl in the Thunder Cage with Big Van Vader getting a rematch against the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Of course, he's interrupting you and Bobby the Brain Heenan. What do you think is of Nick Bockwinkel as an on-screen character / commissioner, if you will?
He looked the part, didn't he? I mean, Nick always looked like was very professionally dressed and looked the part, and kind of like what Jack Tunney looked. He always looked the part back as president of the WWF back then. So I always
I
thought,
totally agree.
yeah, always. But Heenan always said he was a fucking idiot. Uh, but look at Heenan sticking his finger in his ear. It was at one time me and Jesse the Body on Saturday night. But I think this is when Eric took over, right?
Yeah, this is definitely the Eric era for sure. I mean, I think he was in charge even before this, but I do know that it became a challenging situation with Hogan and Jesse Ventura. I think Eric was just trying to clear the way, and it's not like Jesse was putting in a bunch of overtime. I mean, we've heard before that he'd just be caught taking naps at the building and shit. So maybe he rubbed people the wrong way. Was that your experience with Jesse, or did you have a different experience?
I loved working with Jesse. Jesse and I were friends, and it was and always will be one of the highlights of my career. Not only working with the man you're watching right now, Bobby Heenan, but working with Jesse Ventura was just a great part of my career. I always thought that Eric was saddled with a very, very big contract with Jesse.
Yes.
And Eric did not like that. They had to pay him so much money. So Eric kind of wanted to phase him out, if nothing else, to save money. I don't know what Jesse was making back then, but I know Eric didn't like it. I know JR didn't like it, of course, when Jesse first arrived. So I always saw it as Eric wanted to move him on because of the money.
Well, to be clear, he's still here through the end of the year or later in the year. I know he's going to be on tapings in like September, and I think by November we're doing hotline teases like, where is Jesse Body Ventura? So we know that the die has been cast. Oh man, I love the Nasty Boys. I don't know why, but they're always going to be one of my guilty pleasure favorites. What do you think of them with Missy Hyatt as their manager? I thought Missy looked great as part of the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, she was smoking hot here as a Nasty Boys.
Look at that young Scott D'Amore right there. Do you see that?
I see that. Look at that. Wow.
Scott D'Amore has the same grooming habits as Dutch Mantel here in 1990.
Yes, he does. Got a throw rug on his back.
We've all been there. Are you a hairless? I got a hairy back. Are you a hairy back guy?
No, I'm not.
You know what? Dave Silva, the third man on our program, he's a hairless.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm. He can't even grow it on his peaches.
Wow.
Yep.
And I don't understand that because, well, my mother wasn't Italian, but my father is first generation American. His parents are from Italy, and usually, Italians have a lot of hair, all over them, hairy old Italians, but not me.
Look at Scott D'Amore's head bouncing off the canvas. Brian Knobs doing him no favors here. Jeez.
No, the Nasty Boys were, I don't know if notorious is the right word, but they beat up a lot of people because that's what they were. They were nasty. Man, this is what Dusty would call clubbering.
Clubbering in the corner right there, Tony Schiavone hitting the pay window.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, for all you guys who have joined us right now, thank you very much for joining us. We talked before we took the air here that we're just going to start at at 10 o'clock Eastern time from now on.
Yeah, with WWE being on Netflix now, it's kind of hard for us to predict exactly when it's going to end. And as you
And
correctly pointed out, it's on Netflix. How many people are actually going to finish it and then come on? Fuck them. Join us at
that's
the
right.
top of the hour. There
Yeah,
you go. So moving forward,
exactly.
we
10
won't be
o'clock.
7 minutes behind, Chris. We're going to start at the top of the hour
Yeah.
on Monday nights from now on.
Yeah. So, all you jack-offs who've joined us right now, basically, you don't watch that much of it anyway, do you? I mean, you would rather be with us than be with them.
You can always watch that shit after.
Always watch that shit after. Jason Taylor's joined us, JT, from the Austin, Texas area, who I'll be seeing this week. Well, I've seen this week, as a matter of fact. There he is. There's JT.
I'm having a good time watching old school WCW Saturday night, but I want to know, did you happen to see over the weekend that I think it's in Spain, I'm not really sure, but there is a Spanish reality show that went kind of viral over the weekend for a pretty famous moment called Montoya Por Favor. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Are you in the loop on Temptation Island as a
No.
concept? Have you heard of this before?
No.
So there was this reality show a few years ago, Tony, where you take two couple or a group of couples and you put them together and you put them in an environment where the couples have an opportunity to cheat on their spouse. And it's going to be filmed and it's going to be recorded. And they do this in a foreign country over the weekend. And they showed a guy watching his girlfriend have relations on national television. And he's really going through it, as you may imagine, and running down the beach in the rain with thunder and lightning behind him. And he's pretty upset, saying Montoya por favor. And then the girl, who feels bad for what she's done, comes and tries to find him and look for forgiveness. And it went pretty viral last week and everybody was talking about it. And then over the weekend, Tony, or actually today on Monday, they ran the next episode. It happened to my man again with a different dude. Montoya por favor. I think we should make that a shirt. That should be a shirt at lowestrules.com where it's just Miss Schiavone por favor.
Yeah, that's such bullshit TV.
Of course it is. It's all just gimmicks.
It's gimmicks. It's not real, and they pull you in. Jeez.
I mean, my favorite is though that people want to believe it, like we kind of want to believe in wrestling.
Right? Yeah, right.
It's all the work. Everybody's work. Speaking of gimmicks, here is the master of gimmicks in this era, Johnny B. Bad. How would you describe the look here, bud?
God, I don't know how to describe that. That is Johnny B. Bad at the rodeo.
Could you imagine if you just were at Panera Bread eating lunch with Lois today and that dude walks in dressed like this, though? Wouldn't it be awesome?
You would drop your sandwich.
Well, I'd say, hey, can you follow me to my house and help me decorate my living room? Because I bet you've got some great ideas I'd love to implement. Because this is a look. You could just tell that dude knows a thing or two about interior design.
Yes, he does. This is Johnny B. Bad doing the very best he can with the gimmick he was given. Give him credit for it, right?